So let's look at that final medal table. The United States edged past China to finish top with 40 golds and 126 medals in total. China also won an impressive 40 golds with 27 silver medals. Japan was third with 20 golds, Australia fourth, and hosts France in fifth. Well, let's speak now to international sports commentator Paul Scott, who's here in the studio. Paul, thanks for joining us. As we were saying with Tony, really down to the wire, down to the last second of the last game.
Yeah.
Quite an exciting game. China, as Tony mentioned, has done exceptionally well. Talk to us about your standout moments in China's performance.
I think China will be really proud with what they've achieved in these games. When you look at the raw numbers, they finished second in Tokyo 3 years ago with 38 gold medals, again behind the USA. This time they finished second behind the USA, but with 40 gold medals. So that's clearly going in the right direction. It's the first time as well that the Summer Olympic Games have had two nations tied on the same amount of gold medals. So as you mentioned, it could not have been closer. Once before, China have topped the medals table. This is the fourth time they've had to settle for second place. But I think they'll be pleased with where the gold medals have come. I'm thinking the sports, the traditional sports that they are powerhouse in: weightlifting, table tennis, shooting, and of course the diving, where they won all 8 gold medals in all 8.
Of course, stellar performance from the United States as well. Some notable success, particularly in track and field.
Yeah, I think that's one of the standout stories really to emerge from these games, the re-emergence of Team USA in the track and field, particularly when you consider that the next Olympic Games are in LA in 4 years' time. They will want a strong showing. So this is laying the groundwork, really, for what they will hope will be a strong Summer Games. They set a world record in the women's 400-metre hurdles. Noah Lyle, do you remember that photo finish in the men's 100 metres? One of the closest races in Olympic history going to the USA. And for me, when I really thought something's happening here with the track and field in Team USA, was the men's 1500 metres, because all eyes were on the defending champion Jakob Ingebrigtsen of Norway, the reigning world champion Josh Kerr of Team GB, and yet it was Cole Hocker in the final 150 minutes who outsprinted both of them, a really strong finish to take gold for Team USA, and that's when you started to realise that they are back as a force in track and field.
Some phenomenal moments and some incredible personalities. I mean, we've all fallen in love with Simone Biles' redemption story in gymnastics, which is phenomenal, but she's not the only star at this Games.
No, I think if you're talking about the sort of breakout star, you can't really go beyond Léon Marchand, the French swimmer. Now, he was billed before the Games as the poster boy, the 22-year-old. He had a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and the question coming into this event, or these Games, is will he be able to cope with that pressure? And he passed that test with flying colours. He won 4 gold medals, setting 4 Olympic records in the process. He won the 200-metre individual medley, the 400-metre individual medley, the 200 butterfly, the 200 breaststroke. An absolutely phenomenal performance. He's only 22 years old, and he's been one of the real breakout stars of these Games. His home Games, of course, in Paris. I think he's going to have a bright future.
And we have to mention some of the smaller countries. I'm thinking of the 100-metre women's final.
Yes, Julia Alfred of St. Lucia winning their first ever Olympic medal. Dominica as well, another smaller Caribbean nation, picking up their first ever Olympic medal in the women's triple jump. You may remember Kim Collins of St. Kitts and Nevis 20 years ago, winning the men's 100-metre world championship title. That was coincidentally also in Paris back in 2003. And normally these Caribbean nations, particularly in track and field, they're overshadowed by Jamaica, but I think there's an emergence of some of these smaller nations coming through, and well done to Alfred, and of course Dominica as well, picking up their first ever medal in the Olympics.
Yeah, some absolutely phenomenal moments. Thank you so much for chatting to us, Paul Scott there.